Some of the best softball players in the world call the USF softball stadium home. Seniors Sarah Nevins and Courtney Salvarola were members of the U.S. national team during the summer of 2013, while Carla Claudio and Monica Santos were selected to represent the Puerto Rican team.
When I got the email, it was like, wow, like that hard work paid off because, you know, like I'm living the dream, I'm playing for my country. So it was a good feeling to be selected for the national team.
It was like really exciting. I didn't expect it, so it was kind of cool to think about, because like you always see on TV all these like top 10 teams and all the players that are just like amazing at softball, and then you're just like, oh wow, I get to play with them and just experience the whole entire thing, like traveling to different countries, so it's pretty cool.
I called my parents, told them I got it, and then like they wanted me to open it and everything, so I finally opened it, but I guess it had already been like published a little while later because I waited a while to open it because I was so scared. So, but when I opened it and saw my name on the list, I almost peed because I was so excited.
For Carla Claudio, 2013 was the year of new experiences, as the junior went from junior college all-star to a member of the Puerto Rican national team to playing Division I softball at USF. Claudio, who collected an abundance of awards while at Santa Fe State College in Gainesville, which included First Team All-American and 2013 State Pitcher of the Year, speaks on her difficulties of adjusting to USF.
It's been a big change, like the transition. JUCO to Division I softball hasn't been as easy as I thought it would be, just because I did really good at JUCO, and then I thought I was going to do really good here, but then it's like not as easy as I thought it would be.
More than anything else, you know, she's the type of player that's going to adapt to a high level of teaching and a high level of intensity because she's so good. And she really is one of the better players in the world, to tell you the truth. Her adaptation to the college game had took a little time coming from junior college to here. And I think she's figured it out right now. You know, she's really doing very well in the circle for us. And at the plate, she's getting it down where she's not doubting herself.
Last year, I had the opportunity to play against Sarah and Courtney. Back home, we had a Pan American qualifier, and I thought it was pretty cool. We met there, actually. I met Courtney. I hadn't met Sarah before, so I met Courtney Salvarola there, and I thought it was pretty cool. I got to know them, played against them, and it was an amazing experience.
Claudio's Puerto Rican teammate Monica Santos is what some people would call height challenged, but her style of play is to be respected no matter her stature. The Tampa native plays with an unmatchable level of competitiveness that opponents and teammates can only marvel at.
Yeah, I mean, I think people don't expect like that I'm capable of like being that player and can play on that level, but I look at it as wanting to be an inspiration to people to say like, hey, like that little girl can do it, then I can do it.
When we played her, I think it was in Puerto Rico, and all the little girls that like are on our team or whatever, they're always like, oh, she's so little, like, does she like play for you guys? Like, are you cool with her, whatever? And you know, I always talk very highly of her, like I said, because she has such a unique style of play and she's such a competitor. And so this one play that I was going to talk about is that, so one of the players hits a line drive, she's playing third, and she jumped like 30 feet in the air, and that's probably not accurate, but she jumped super high and just snagged this line drive out of the air. And every single person in the dugout turned to me and was like, wow, like they were all just like shocked. Like they were all just like, what? Because she was so little and she jumped so high and the ball was hit like 1,000 miles an hour. So that play right there just showed everyone like that she's such a talented player regardless if she's 4 foot, whatever she is, you know? And size doesn't really matter, and she proves that every single day out on the field.
I was in shock because it was so high off the ground and she's so small, but I didn't doubt it because she's just a great player. It was known as like the Jess Mouse play we have in the time where she jumped up and did like a Superman play. But since for being so small, no one expected her to do that, but she caught it. So, I mean, everyone like tipped their hat off to her because it was a great play.
As soon as they see her play, then all of a sudden all that doubt of whether this 4'10" person that plays like she's 6 foot tall, you know, can play against them. She's one of the most dangerous players there are because she is not afraid to go out on the limb to get the fruit. You know, she doesn't have any reservations about going up against a 9-foot giant, you know, or whatever the deal is. She has no fear, and that's what makes her special.
Sarah Nevins and Courtney Salvarola recognized a familiar face in the U.S. team's dugout as Coach Ken Eriksen was chosen to lead the national team as head coach. Eriksen, who's been the head coach of the U.S. national softball team since 2011, brings a wealth of international experience both as a player and coach, which brought a level of clarity for Nevins and Salvarola.
Obviously, I love Coach, but it's a lot different playing for him for Team USA than it is here. He's a great coach. I love playing for him, and it was a wonderful opportunity to see him in two different aspects of the game. It's really, really cool to see him here at USF and be able to go to the national team and already understand a little bit of his mentality of the game and understand, why he does certain things, certain situations.
You're not just there alone by yourself. Just to know that Coach Eriksen, he's always been coaching me for the past 4 years. Just a great coach, and then also with Courtney, she's a teammate, so just it's like a comfort thing. I think that the three of us together were able to spread, Ken's knowledge a little bit further because Sarah and I were able to talk to the other girls about Ken's, mentality, his plays, the things he does in game situations and stuff like that. So I think it was just nice because the three of us already knew each other and everything.
It's nice to have familiarity in your program that knows exactly what your strategies are and what your theories are and how you're going to approach the game. That makes it a little easier. Those two players had great years last year. Hopefully they can go into the trials this year and the invitation and do the same type of thing. But it's great, it's fun, but it's also a mental wear on you because you're trying to separate your emotions, from your daughters, so to speak, that are now trying to play for you at the next level.
During the tournament, Team USA and Team Puerto Rico faced off, pitting teammates against teammates and coach against player. Although the mutual respect is there, both sides know the importance of competing and winning, no matter who's on the other side.
It's always fun playing against the U.S. and seeing Coach Ken on the other side. It's weird because you're like, man, that's my coach, but it's always a fun experience, and I think I should always play hey, play like you're playing against the U.S. team. I think that's a good approach to always play because it's fun and you just enjoying the moment and enjoying the game.
It was a good game, actually. I didn't know Carla at the time, but I know after the game we met up and everything, and she's really cool, and now I love her to death. Mo, I've always loved her too, but it was cool facing them, just knowing that they do have good players too, and just a fun experience, especially since that game is one of the games where one of our players, Amber Freeman, got injured, and then she hit a home run though, but she wasn't able to walk around the bases, so the Team Puerto Rico team, they helped her along the bases, and that was a good thing.
I've played against Little Mo since I was on the junior national team, so it's always really funny to play against her because I love her and I love watching her play. So it's really funny because we're both very competitive, so it's really odd to play with her during season, but then be on two totally different teams when we're playing for the national teams. It was really nice being able to support each other while being on opposite teams, but then also competing against each other.
I got to see them play before we met here at USF to start conditioning and practice and all that stuff. And Coach Ken already knew me, already knows. He knew what I was good at, what I'm not very good at. So, it was a good experience. It was fun.
They both know this, that when it comes to competition, the family ties are cut right there. And we're going to go after the weaknesses of those players, and we're going to use our strengths on the Team USA to beat Team Puerto Rico. And, I expect them to come out and try to beat Team USA, just like I'm trying to beat Team Puerto Rico. And when the game's over, we'll hug and we'll kiss and do all those type of things. But during that ball game, Claudio better get the fists up and Santos better get the fists up because it's not going to be pretty.
Although the U.S. team came out on top, the rush and enjoyment of playing for your country is something that will stay with this group. The chance to don your country's colors and play at the highest level of your profession is an accomplishment that these 5 USF Bulls will cherish for a lifetime.
It's the most amazing feeling. It's every athlete's dream to represent your country and be able to travel around the world with that jersey on, with that name on your chest. It's amazing, and being able to share this experience with my teammates and my coach is something that I wouldn't trade for the world.
As a person, I mean, I've made friendships with people on that team that I still keep in contact with weekly, every day, some of them just are great people, and if I didn't have that experience, I would have never had the chance to meet such great people, and it's something that I'll be thankful for the rest of my life.
I think it's a feeling that you really can't describe. I mean, it's hard because people want to know what that feeling is like, but honestly, it's something you can't describe, and like, people may not understand the pride that I have because I am from the States. I wasn't actually born on the island, but it's just a feeling, it's undescribable, and like, I take a lot of pride in wearing that uniform, and it's always an emotional like feeling to like just put that uniform on and go out there and play.
Words can't really describe it. It's just a great feeling just knowing that when you're in Oklahoma City or wherever for the World Cup or anywhere you go on the field, and just like walking around places, different countries, or the airport, wearing those 3 letters, USA, it's just a great feeling. We're in the red, white, and blue.
After playing in the Team USA program for many years and hearing the national anthem and seeing your flag go up on even communist soil, you know, it gives you a lot of sense of pride of what you're representing. You're not just representing the team, you know, you're representing the entire country, and anytime you do that, that's pretty special. And one of the highlights of all that kind of stuff was when I was an assistant coach, actually, was watching the United States red, white, and blue go up while our girls grabbed the Olympic gold medal in Athens. So, you know, we're trying to espouse that to these younger players right now that are holding on until we get it back in the Olympics. But it's a responsibility, and I take it very seriously.